Hello,
In 1 minute.
everyone. We are live in the new, brand new, fantastic Q&A for the Forbidden Ruins event. I am Jada, community manager of Elvenar, and we are here with Tiago, the game designer that designed it. So, hi, Tiago. What can you tell me about the event?
Hello. The event is a start of a new pilgrimage. If you remember from the last two events we had on Elvenar, the pilgrims, they leave the manor and they take all the apprentices in a long trip to increase their skills, to learn. And then when they're back, they are ready to be to be mages. In this event, after the last return where the crevices were closed and with the help of our players, no single problem with crevices happened ever again. But as you arrive in the Pilgrim's Manor, you start to listen to some rumors. It seems like much on where they were going and what they were looking after. The only thing that people report is that they said that they were going to look for the truth that lies beneath. So Zafiel knows that something is not correct with that and invite you to help him protect the pilgrims and the apprentices during this new pilgrimage and try to understand what happened with the other sorcerers. So it's up to you to join and figure out what is.
As in other events, we know that also in the Forbidden Ruins, player have to succeed in quests, right?
Yes.
Given to them by the characters in this case, the sorcerer himself, Zafiel, right? And also Melissa, the witch, sometimes.
Together, you can move further into the pilgrimage. So every time you move to a new city, you choose a new beacon of power, then you are rewarded with Sorcerer's Knowledge. These Sorcerer's Knowledge, in the end, they will move you also towards the new grand prizes and the new royal prizes that we have a specific day or a specific prize you're looking for, and you want it, and you're not, you unfortunately missed that day, you can still reroll function will not cost your progress towards the grand prizes and the royal prizes.
So it doesn't subtract to your progress, like
no.
You just charge it every time you collect Sorcerer Knowledge, right?
Yes, every time you collect 5, you can reroll your prizes. If you're short on charges, you can also spend diamonds and get a reroll.
That's convenient. Nice. You were talking about Sorcerer Knowledge, though. What it is and what can you do with it?
The Sorcerer's Knowledge is the result you get from your quests. And every time you are in the event map, you are always offered 3 different positions where you can move to. So these 3 different positions, they will give you different rewards. So sometimes you will spend more Sorcerer's Knowledge to move further in your pilgrimage and get a set of items. The main goal is to complete the 20 steps all the way out of the manor, and that will automatically reward you with 1 grand prize.
Oh, so what you're saying is there are different strategies that you can have dependently on what you want to achieve. Because if you want to go, for example, farther in the progress, you want to see what's more convenient for you. But if you want more specific rewards, you can actually choose the one that is less inconvenient, but maybe it gives you a chance to get a lot of Sorcerer Knowledge, for example, because there is a chance sometimes to win like 200 Sorcerer Knowledge in choosing a specific reward, right?
Exactly. You can select if you want to go further into the grand prizes and the royal prize, or if you want to look for a specific reward that is in one of the waypoints. It's up for the player to see what's more convenient for him. And I'm quite sure that all the waypoints are somehow attractive for them, and they can really decide what is the best decision for their current strategy.
Yeah, so look out for your milestones, guys. The beacons have different attractiveness depending on what you want. And it is almost at the last set piece. But she thinks the event is a little difficult. Do you have like any thoughts about this?
Yes, maybe sometimes not using the highest beacon of power is the most effective way of collecting rewards. And another thing is every time we design one of our events, we evaluate the difficulty to ensure that the players actively participating, completing the quest, doing the daily rewards, and collecting the sorcerer's knowledge that appear randomly around your city will be able to complete also the complete balance to allow you to complete the whole event and get all the prizes.
I mean, we're here to shed any doubts, right? So ask away. Thank you for your answer. So Daniela asked, when will Wishing Well come back in daily prizes? We know that Wishing Wells have undergone some balancing in different events. What are your thoughts on it, Tiago?
I think for the events, we created the Goddess of Wishes, and it's a more optimized way of having wishing wheels. Currently, we don't see the wishing wheels appear soon, but as you can see in the grand prizes and the royal prizes for the sorcerers events, we are also experimenting a little bit more with different expiring buildings. So for this event, you can see in the royal and grand prizes that we are bringing to you the Sleepy Titan. It's a brand new expiring building. We did only for these build up, or if you need to get a new ancient wonder you want, you can always use the Sleepy Titan. He expires after a while, but he will give you the correct amount you need of broken shards. And I think the development is going towards bringing different options of expiring buildings with different type of rewards. And maybe after we complete this set, then we have everything well balanced. The wishing wheel could be a future option.
Cool. I've seen this Sleepy Titan, and it's a beautiful work of art. I love it. It's really well done, both artistically and also like I would love to have some broken shards.
And did you like any of the other buildings?
I love every set that comes up. The last set is amazing. All the little pieces moving like drives me nuts. I love it. But we have other questions. Otman is asking if it's possible to obtain the full Forbidden Ruin set without buying additional Sorcerer's Knowledge.
Definitely. It's a compromise we have with our players that every player that plays the event every day and engages with doing the quests, collecting all the Sorcerer's Knowledge outside of your city is able to collect all the pieces. Players that actually want to spend into the event and collect even more pieces are also able. So if you really like the set and you want to have 2 or 3 different sets, you will be able to complete another set. And also for the players that like to compete now in this event, we have back the leagues. So we are also giving for players that reached the higher rankings in the leagues an additional set. So players that want to compete on the leagues, want to go further, can get up to 2 or 3 different complete sets. And for the players that are just want to participate, not spending premium, just doing their daily tasks, definitely will be able to get 1 complete
question. But they are not going into the event anymore. They would like to have some answers on will you repeat in some next event the Temple of Embers, please? Teramisu is asking.
Well, Tera, at the moment, no. I don't have a plan for the Temple of Embers, but definitely I will write down this idea and maybe we can fit it inside of our new, our future events. But I think we are already implementing, Jada, we are already implementing a lot of changes and a lot of new items in the event to kind of give a little bit more of flexibility, the chance to see it. But in the grand prizes, we created a completely new mechanic for this event, implemented it in this event, and that we will keep on using it. It's the healing surge. Have you seen that?
No, not yet. What is that?
So we know that a lot of our players are interested in negotiating, but there are some people in our game that really likes battling. And I think this event, we stopped and we thought about them a little bit, and we decided to give them, in the beginning, we gave them the unit summoning spells, and now we want them to give them even more resources. So in this event, you're gonna see for the first time the healing surge 75% and 100%. These are spells you can cast after each battle. It doesn't matter if it's on the spire or it's on the map, and it will heal one of your squads in a percentage. So if you had a squad with 2,000 units, you lost 1,000 units, you can use, and it's going to heal 100% of the units that are dead, or 75. And it's important to say that the healing spells will heal considering the total squad size. So don't lose 10% of your squad and use 100%, because it's a little bit of an overkill.
But yeah, that would come in handy, because every time that I do, I've seen the art brief, etc. Like you actually can do it right away.
Yes,
right.
It's meant to be easy for the players and automatic. So as soon as the battle is over, you're going to see a green button. If you have the item, you can click there and you can automatically heal, and you can heal between waves in the Spire. And I think that also there's a lot of people asking us to bring the old events, and I would just also want to tell them one more thing about the prizes on these one. We are giving for players in the leagues a tome that will allow them to pick one building from the least sorcerer set. So yeah, that's exactly right.
So if I didn't it's the new sorceries, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the new sorceries. Yeah, I've seen these tomes. They're amazing. So if I didn't manage to finish my set for the last sorcerers event, I can choose one.
Yes, if you get to silver or bronze in the leagues and you're missing any piece you want will be there. You can pick it up and you can finally finish your set from the last year.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I want one. Time to compete in the leagues then.
Maybe.
Okay. We have other questions. Guys, thank you for all these questions. So Tina asks if it's possible to get warning on time boosters, if it's the one you want to use is greater than the time that it's left. I don't. I have this problem sometimes, because sometimes I see that, I don't know, I have like 4 hour left and I can use a 5-hour booster. But yeah, what do you think about that?
I think this sort of function can be implemented. I think it's a good idea, and yeah, we can pass it on to the project team, and I can see it implemented. Why not? Let's see what it can do.
Crafting, of course, in the Magic Academy in the future.
Yes, I don't see it's impossible, because we are currently giving some buildings in the Magic Academy. You can get a chess set, you can get the Moonstone Library there, and some old artifacts. But if you're talking mainly about old buildings, old event buildings, I think we use them quite often in new events. So if you feel like getting that building from 2 years ago, and if that building is actually quite interesting, you're always going to find it reappearing in the daily reward rotation. As an example, in these daily reward rotation, we looked for all the buildings that the players loved from the previous events. And for example, first day, we're giving you the active crevice. It's a building that produces culture, sentient goods. We have the hungry treasure giving you mana. The ancient taste, that is a new one, but you have the astral crevice also giving you culture, population, and mana. We have the golem cave. We have the copper dragon. It's super cool. If you don't have a dragon yet in your city, you can now get a copper dragon. So we are actively looking to our players and trying to understand which buildings were a success, and we are always bringing it back. But in the crafting, I see that maybe in the future we might have some new options for crafting that will allow you to get some older buildings.
Interesting. I do love the copper dragon. I have it.
I still don't have it.
It's amazing. No?
No, but I will get it.
You can apparently use the reroll to try it again. Right?
I'm saving my Sorcerer's Knowledge for the day it appears. Still haven't come in yet.
Yeah, that's strategizing as well. We have JGR, I'm sorry for the pronunciation, CTJGR asks if there are any chances, Mark, now to make all workshops and manufactories start at the same time if they are of the same level. Armories, though, don't have this yet. What do you think about that? Would it be possible in the future to do something like that as well?
Yeah, armories, they change after a certain level to produce ore. I'm not sure if that could be implemented, but definitely the suggestion will be passed on to the development team.
Thank you. Let's see. We have so many questions, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for the feedback, by the way.
Yes. Okay. Stephanie is asking if we can add pet food to the tourneys, the tournaments, maybe to give beginner a better chance to have some available for quests and such. What do you think, Tiago?
Well, pet food is a very exclusive item, and it's very, very powerful. So we are giving them on the royal prizes. We have them on crafting. Still have to consider balancing when it comes to adding it to the tournaments. It's interesting to evaluate, but pet food is something really, really, really strong. We need to and get yourself a sip of clarity. If you don't get pet food as an option for production, you can always re-roll the crafting options, and maybe you find a pet food there.
Nice. The sip of clarity. Yeah, it's there since like just 2 events now, right? It's a new thing that came up in Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Together we had on Halloween we had the sip of clarity that allows you to re-roll the crafting recipes inside the Magic Academy, and we also have the Spectral Stone. The Spectral Stone that we released also, that allows you to fill in the need of any negotiation inside the spire automatically. So you don't need to figure out what resources are needed. You can give the Spectral Stone, and the spirit inside of the stone will convince the spirit in the tower.
Oh, a lot of new cool things. We have another question. Vinicius Borges, I think. I'm sorry. From asks, why wonder level increase the difficulties of tournament and spire? They shouldn't make them easier as for level them up. What do you think, Tiago?
Why wonder levels increase, dude?
I think it has to do with balancing. As you get stronger, you also have to get a challenge. But is that the real reason?
I imagine that it's not a even related question, but I can see that the balancing is done. The stronger you get, the harder the tournaments and the spire get, but you are more capable also of fighting them. So I think it's a matter of giving the players a challenge. Otherwise, the game gets boring, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. So Alexander asks if it is planned to have alternative artifacts rewards in the dungeon. So we can choose the one we want. I think the dungeon that Alexander is referring to is the Spire of Eternity. Because players can win artifacts with it, right?
Yeah, if it's the Spire of Eternity, the rewards on the Spire of Eternity are changed after a specific time frame. So yes, we are constantly changing the evil building given there, the artifacts given there. So it's a constant and iterative process. So yes, there will be new evolution items in the Spire.
Yeah, I mean, I know that all the artifacts are very rare, so you have to grab them when they're there.
Yeah, stage 10 buildings are meant to be quite strong and a privilege for dedicated players. So not a privilege, but like an advantage for privileged players. So for engaged players. So if you're checking the Spire quite often, you might see the artifact you need there. If you play the events and you complete the quest, you're going to see the artifacts you need there. Sometimes we allow also artifacts to be crafted. So this is all about your paying attention to what's happening inside the game.
I have a question, a very technical question from Fury Org. They ask, if the buildings that are unclaimed from the grand prizes will change level if they enter a new chapter. Imagine I'm in chapter 5, I don't claim the rewards, and then I go to chapter 6 and then I claim the rewards. Would the rewards that I already unlocked be chapter 5 or chapter 6?
Well,
this is very technical.
That's a very technical question. I don't think I can answer that. I will have to check it. But I assume no. I assume no. I will assume no. But it's a very technical question.
I have no idea as well. We have to check now. Then Thomas is asking if we could have a lot of notifications about how your neighbor helped you with buildings of your city. Sometimes they get a little cluttered, and I can understand why there would be this question. Do you know if there are any plans for that?
At the moment, I don't see any plan to do that. Could be an improvement. So if we see that the community is asking and it consistently and it's causing some problems or making the playing experience a little bit too complicated, could be an option. Nowadays, if you can help a neighbor, you see that there's a different icon showing the hands. So you could scroll to the messages and see which of your neighbors you can help back. But yeah, we are always open to improving the functions and monitoring, you more than me, what the players need the most. And yeah, we can work in implementing everything that makes our players' life easier.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, we always have an eye on player feedback. I have to understand what is actually going to be the answer to that. I want to know if it's going to be chapter 5 or chapter 6. Thomas, we have a new question from Thomas that is asking, when we have many pieces of a set building, it's hard to click on everything. For example, the library has a lot of small plants and trees, the Moonstone Library, very prized building. Could it be possible to just click one building and collect from the entire set? Now, I see pros and cons to this.
Yes.
What do you think, Thiago?
Yeah, I see also pros and cons. I think a lot of players want to reorganize their sets and place them the way they want. Because when we make set buildings, we suggest a layout, but it's open. It's up to the players to decide how they're going to present it on their cities. And we want to give the players that freedom of decorating their cities and organizing the buildings the best, trying to lock everything together and move it somewhere else. I think there might be a need of development on that, so we don't restrict the players, but we also make them a little bit easier. But it's a quite interesting feedback and suggestion. So I will also write it down and see what we can do with that.
Okay, we have 2 minutes left. Let's see. James just wants to give feedback, thinks that another mana producing buildings would be cool. What do you think?
Yeah, the whole Sorcerer's event is about mana building. So if you go on the daily prize, there are a bunch of mana buildings there. If you look on the set itself, also a lot of pieces will give you mana. So Sorcerer is the event if you're needing mana.
Okay, nice. Let's see. Okay, Stuart asks if there's any chance of send Ancient Wonders to the inventory sometimes, because we have recently given a lot of options to the players for other buildings. You know, the evolving buildings and normal buildings could have been transported to the inventory with the spells that allow you to do so. What do you think? Is it possible for Ancient Wonders anytime soon?
I don't see. Ancient Wonders are very powerful and very important buildings, and they should be picked carefully. They are an ancient wonder. They are not a normal summon. So
it's difficult to transport them magically to the inventory.
It's too much power. Maybe if we have more sorcerers.
Minute left. Last question. Janice is saying loving the event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janice. I'm sure enjoying it myself. So we have finished our time. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you, and sorry for all the people that we couldn't make it in time to answer the questions. Thank you, and have a magical time in Elvenar.
Thank you very much. See you on the next event. Bye-bye.